Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Uh, in this short video for bad news letters, writing bad news or indirect letters. Basically, there are two types of indirect letters: bad news letters and persuasive letters. And in this particular video, I'm going to talk about bad news letters, how to draft them. So let's move on. Well, what is a bad news letter? As the name itself suggests, any letter that delivers a bad news to the receiver, to the recipient, is a bad news letter. Okay, now the bad news can be of various kinds. For example, it can be a rejection for a job. You applied for a job somewhere and you are rejected for some reason. You applied for a claim, you claimed something from an organization and they refuse to pay back your money, or maybe to exchange the product. So, refusal or the demotion. So, they are not willing to promote you, rather they relegate you to the previous position. So any of these might be a bad news letter. Okay, now when we come to this uh, drafting of bad news letters, first thing that you have to keep in mind is that the format remains the same, right from the sender's address to the complimentary clause and the optional stuff. Everything remains same. Nothing is going to change as for the format. But when we come to body paragraphs, there are changes. Unlike direct letters, we have four paragraphs over here. In direct letters, we had three paragraphs. So what are these four paragraphs? Buffer, explanation, bad news, alternative, appropriate, friendly clause. So these are the four things that you have to incorporate in the body of a letter in order to draft a bad news letter. Now we'll be talking about one by one in detail. Let's move on with the buffer. Now what's a buffer? Buffer is anything that actually reduces the shock, if you see the literal meaning of this word. And in this particular letter, buffer is going to work as a neutral statement relating to the point of message. Now, what do we mean by relating to the point of message? By this, we mean that it has to be a neutral statement, and it is better to relate it with the point. For example, thank Askari Bank Limited has been providing job opportunities since 1998. Now, you can also write a statement. For example, Askari Bank is very well known in the banking sector. Okay, is doing pretty well in the banking sector for has been doing very well in the banking sector for years, but that is not going to be a good buffer statement for a letter in which you are talking about some job opportunities and you are refusing someone a job. So it has to be in relation with the point of the message. Okay, we'll be talking about it in other terms also. So few things that you have to avoid in a buffer statement is that you are not going to say no over here. Obviously, bad news letter means saying no, but we not say over here. Second, avoid wordy or irrelevant sentences. You are not going to be wordy over here. Stay simple. Be simple in your words. Avoid apologizing. We are going to use some apologetic terms, but not over here. Okay. So it has to be as simple as these two sentences. Thank you for applying in Askari Bank Limited. Askari Bank Limited has been providing job opportunities since 1998. Oh, Bata has been providing quality footwears to its customers since 1950. So this is pretty general statement. Okay. So basically there are different kinds of general of buffer statements, but these are the two that I would like you to practice on. For example, agreement and appreciation. If you recall, thank you for applying in Askari Bank Limited. So that's kind of an appreciation or agreement. Askari Bank has been providing job opportunities since 1998. So you can use a blend of both or you can use any one of them. So this is how we develop a buffer statement for the bad news letter, for any bad news letter that we are drafting. And that's why you see a note here. You are supposed to use only the first type of buffer or the second or a blend of both, not others. So the remaining in the next video.